$74 million. That is how much the federal government is holding from Minnesota schools. The reason, does that money align with the Trump administration's goals? Now, it's money that is already budgeted, and now districts are in limbo. ABC 6 News reporter Chandler Jackson has been digging into what happens now. And Chandler, what are school leaders telling you?
Well, Maisie, this funding had already been approved by Congress before the Trump administration moved in and was supposed to be dispersed on July 1st. But now districts are simply uncertain about how they're going to move forward. Like most other districts in Minnesota, Cass and Manorville Public Schools already has their budget for next year sorted, about $29 million. However, around $200,000 of that is currently unaccounted for.
That seems small, but the uncertainty and not knowing exactly where those funds or if they're going to come. We've done our staffing, we've already done our proposed budgets. The uncertainty, I think, is the biggest heartache that schools are having right now.
A number of different programs make up the missing dollars, from teacher retention and professional development to supporting low-income students. Filling the gaps could mean some less vital things take a hit.
We may need to look at some of our STEM programming and kind of condensing that a little bit. Title II helps us out with some of those class sizes, but we're going to have to look at those numbers. If that funding isn't there to keep the class sizes down, we will need to look at that.
One major concern is funding for special education students. Cass and Manorville is at risk of losing roughly $100,000 geared towards supplying appropriate aids for students with disabilities and maintaining staff. Special ed funding across the state is already strapped for cash, and educators struggle to meet the increasing demand for their work.
People cost money, and if we don't have that money, we can't really say, okay, the existing special ed teachers are just going to pick up the slack and increase their caseloads, because there just isn't enough time for them to do their job, even the way it is now.
But even with the uncertainty, school officials are at least trying to assure parents things will even out.
We are committed to our kids. We are going to do what it takes to make sure that they get an amazing education. This funding is just a bump in the road, but one thing schools are great at is being resilient.
For now, everyone seems to be in a holding pattern until a final decision is made at the federal level. Officials told me the worst impacts likely wouldn't take place in this first year, but if this becomes a recurring issue, that could change. Live in the newsroom, Chandler Jackson, ABC 6 News.